that whip. Well, Raging Potato being very annoying with the Dream. Double stun coming out. Body blocks as well. Raging Potato doing a good job here in your Dream, falling low, but they can't quite finish him off. They do at least force out a salve, and he actually only has one Tango left on the Arc Warden.
Yeah, it's going to be a rough time for In Your Dream here, especially if he cops another stun combination coming out from Raging Potato and KP. I think once they hit level 2, it's going to be even scarier. The damage coming out from KP might be enough at that point to really get this kill.
Dream again. Potato will trip the impel. Again, KP with the follow of Split Earth. And this time around, he should just be dead. One more will do the job after the stick charges. No, in fact, make it even more because he had a Fairy Fire available. But he's wasting all this gold. A nice block, actually, In Your Dream. We'll get away from that.
Really nice block coming out.
He did not have a tango on him, John Raging Potato. He was all out. KP had one, but he couldn't get in range to use it.
Yeah, nice save from In Your Dream. Does manage to buy him some time in this lane and, you know, at the very least not bleed first blood to the way of Mineski yet. He is going to have to wait a bit though and play a bit safe as he is still completely out of regen. It's not like Whitemon has any regen to pass him either, so going to have to wait in that. He will have to use the courier for that, and that will detract away a bit from the mid lane, but I don't think Facehugger is in too much trouble that he would really mind too much.
Bot lane, just a bit of a trade going on. Meanwhile, Whiteman popping a lot of damage from that Edict and should end up dropping here. And it looks like he will. KP will draw first blood for the side of Mineski. I mean, it was just bound to happen. Like this Leshrac Nyx lane doing so much harassment already towards these two. It was going to be eventual that that kill just came out for the side of Mineski.
Yeah, they've been really just doing a lot of work up here at the top. The one thing with Whitemon dying though means that when he TPs back in, he can regen In Your Dream back to full. He does ferry over all the regen that In Your Dream bought, so it's gonna be comfy in this lane again. 6 tangos up, already popped its off to go back to mostly full health, and should be able to sustain in this lane for a bit longer now, Mike.
Still the higher level you see on KP, the more damage he's going to be able to dish out. Perhaps the burst could be enough, but looks like Raging will be forced to fall back a bit himself. Meanwhile, mid lane, we haven't talked about this one too much, but Facehugger is slightly ahead in terms of last hits, so it does seem like a rather passive lane. No real kill potential on either side here, unless one of the other overextends. Raging Potato was either coming around the mid lane, but besides better Robert, he would go up to.
And that will kind of shaft their other lanes. Ajit definitely having a better time here at bot than Avil. It's a little ways away.
Whiteman takes down right now. Moon will find it with the swashbuckle. Shield Crash was stolen by Leisu, but not going to be the greatest ability for the Rubik. Mineski certainly started to take over this game. 3k net worth advantage, 11 minutes in. Your Dream's farm on that Arc Warden is rather low at 3k, and it doesn't look like they're going to allow him to really farm at all. Mineski can just continue this pressure with Raging Potato and KP. That Arc Warden's going to be pretty useless this game.
Yeah, it's going to be really hard for In Your Dream to bounce back if his items are delayed this much. I do like that he didn't opt for the fast Midas, as, you know, if he's struggling to finish up and grab these last few components for the Necronomicon, the Midas would have been very hard to clean up, and if that Midas was delayed, man, it's really hard to bounce back and refarm.
And they find 2 very nice kills to the bot lane, Evos. Taking advantage of that raw available on Avil now, they will find the Terrorblade and the Pango. And they will go for the tier 1 top tower. Of course, the top was found by KP already, so it will be a trade in that sense, but losing that turret lane to the side of Evos definitely not going to be the greatest of news. Mineski.
Radiant's bottom tower has fallen.
Definitely. So again, Mineski is riding on the back of Ajit this time, just like Evos was riding on the back of In Your Dream in the last game. And he's still having a good time in farm, but he's definitely not running away in the gold yet. So Ajit still needs some time to really get big, whereas Evos is starting to hit their power spikes. You know, you have the 6 on Beastmaster, you have the 6 on Razor, level 11 on Razor actually, and you have the ultimates up in your supports. You are a bit ready to take these fights now and try to buy space for your Arc Warden.
Will be there by Evos. Broken pretty much immediately by Raging Potato, although there was a sentry on the ground. Nice spy Carapace. He will lag this out a bit, and Facehugger cannot actually chase any further. Meanwhile, mid lane, again they're going on In Your Dream, although they may have to settle for the bench instead, though there is help coming in. The Chain Frost from Leisu. He actually stole it off that Lich, and Moon is in massive trouble now. They'll lose 2 for the price of 1. Certainly not a great trade from Mineski. In fact, it may be 3. Raging Potato once again.
Evos and a lovely spell steal coming out from Vlaiku. That Chain Frost will prove useful, as it will probably have one more cast left before it fades away. So you do have that option to do refresh instead of take the Impale, and that's going to be pretty strong for Vlaiku as well. Just having that nice multi-hero stun in your arsenal is going to do wonders for the Dire.
That is not the position he wanted to be in. Does end up finding Leisu, but loses his own life to Whiteman. He was trying to help out KB at the top lane to go for In Your Dream. Realizes they're rotating in, and now Raging Potato as well has been scouted by that sentry. Will make a run for it, but they drop another one immediately, and they will finally take care of that pesky Nyx. And that kind of puts Evos back in the game. Net worth advantage is now negligible, and I mean, In Your Dream slowly catching up on that Arc Warden. Gonna start to get very problematic here.
Yeah, Mineski is losing a bit too much ground here. They have definitely given a lot away.
Oh, mid lane, Razor is also about to give something away. He doesn't even get the tier 1 tower in time, and that will be denied by KB, and now Ninja Boogie will claim himself a very nice kill onto the Razor. Bit greedy there from Facehugger to stick around that long, and Mineski do punish. So now Moon gonna find himself in trouble as well. Will swashbuckle away. Spirit will not actually reach him either. They will put the frost shield, put the swap will be there, and now Moon loses his life. Ninja Boogie throws out the Chain Frost. Maybe trying to get lucky with that, but they were already gone by that point.
Yeah, really keen on that Chain Frost coming out from Ninja, as you mentioned, and I guess a pretty nice kill going the way of Evos. I mean, they did lose their Razor beforehand, but getting that kill on Moon is also pretty big. He has slowed down in farm considerably. He only has his Maelstrom up, nowhere near the mech yet, which means his durability is not going to be that wild.
Raging Potato again. Whiteman will get the kill for himself. I mean, there's 3 sentry wards right across the Dire River into the jungle right there. So there's actually no entry point for Raging Potato apart from that top lane. And even while you're in, there's one deep into the jungle. So he really can't try and scout out with the Nyx Assassin anymore.
Yeah, it's at that point in the game where you've kind of done your job as a Nyx in terms of scouting, and now you just have to accept that they will be wasting resources on stopping you from scouting around, so you should be fairly happy with that and kind of change your playstyle instead. Just sticking with your teammates and kind of helping them out in case something happens.
T1 mid, gonna be the target. KP will be there with that Diabolic Edict. Managed to burn this down eventually. Now the top lane being pushed in by Evos, but they will be ready to defend.
Raging Potato again.
Yeah. Same mistake. I think that was the 3rd time now, perhaps the 4th. And
I'm not sure what to say.
At this point, he definitely knows that there's no way in.
He ought to know. He ought to know, but
I mean,
I'm
those
not
were
sure.
very fresh, John. Those sentries were fresh.
Yeah, exactly. Like, I mean, he's died so many times in that jungle area just by walking around. I'm not sure why he didn't shoot so earlier. Is the real point here. But hopefully this time around he does realize that he cannot afford to go play a bit passively, stick with his team, stick in the lanes of blank, because he's going to need it to really start these fights for Mineski.
Base Hugger, top of the net worth board, 8.5k for him. Closely followed by Arjit, who has started focusing on just
Dire's
purely
bottom
farming on that
tower is
Terrorblade,
under
which
attack.
pretty much what he needs to do anyway. Gonna have that Mad style up very, very soon. In fact, there it is. In Your Dream, as the Necro 1 book is actually going to go into the Midas after that, so it feels the need to go late game with that.
I can't blame him for going for that. At the same time, I feel like that order is definitely a bit wonky. If you were going for that Midas, I feel like an early prioritization of it would have had more value for you, much more higher value, much more efficient use of your gold rather than this Necronomicon, if you weren't going to max it out early on anyway. But, you know, that is the decisions we have, and this should help In Your Dream accelerate his farm. At least play catch-up, maybe catch-up to the Razor or the Terrorblade, and finally reach some farm parity there.
Rage Potato. It's off on the opposite side of the map this time. Almost actually going to scout.
Dire's
We got to
bottom
grab that
tower
quite
has
easily and
fallen.
Raging. Trying to set up a kill onto Whiteman.
Dire's bottom tower is under attack.
Whiteman runs up the high ground. We'll place another sentry ward on the uphill. So it does look like they may just allow this T2 to go down. Evos slowly making their way in. Jid, he will have meta in just a second, and they want to get started on that Razor. He's the highest they were on Evos, but he will get blown up by the side of Mineski, and now the rest of the Evos don't want to borrow this. In Your Dream, that is just an illusion anyway, but it will end up falling rather soon. Now the Rolling Thunder, they'll go after the Vengeful Spirit. Whiteman will end up going down, and that'll mean the mid T2 tower can also go down.
Yeah, nice engagement coming out from Evos that was off the back of Raging Potato, landing a beautiful double impale there. And you can see this guy, when he's not being spotted out by the sentries, he does so much work, which really explains why Evos has to invest that much in making sure Raging Potato doesn't walk around like that, because when he can, he sets up perfectly for Mineski to follow up.
Looks like Mineski won't get greedy with the tier 3, rather they will go for the tier 2 bot tower.
Is under attack.
They've got themselves a pretty nice lead now at 7k, although Leisu gets a lift. It was on an illusion, however, but they've still called out the Terrorblade. Jid really wants to back off, being body blocked by his own illusions. Avil will come in with the Raw straight onto the Pangolier, trying to burst down Moon, though Impale from Raging Potato will save the day for the moment. Leisu trying to find a lift target. Raging just going to make sure nobody can catch up, and will eventually run away.
Nice clean disengage coming out from Mineski again. And just these impales from Raging Potato are buying so much space for everyone in Mineski, so really well played to him. And Evos, I'm not sure what to say. We already have In Your Dream with his Tempest double and his boots, his Necronomicon 1. I don't think I felt the effect of his split push just yet. Granted, it's a Necro 1, it's still a Maelstrom, not Mjolnir, but you still start to feel the effect of that Arc Warden Tempest double going around the map, and it feels like he hasn't really had the opportunity to maximize that just yet.
Certainly doesn't seem that way, no. Dream, Mjolnir. Perhaps that's what it's going to take to get started. He just gets that Hyperstone. Doesn't want to risk. Lane, but nobody really shows up. BKB coming out on the Terrorblade now. Jit going to feel a lot more comfortable in these engagements to just stand there and right-click as he needs to. They do have the Roar to go through it, however, but still probably better than nothing.
Yeah, I definitely agree with that. At the very least, you do block out a bit more of the other source of control from, you know, from all the other spells. You just need to worry about that Primal Roar.
Sir. Yeah, okay. Mineski still sticking around that jungle area. In Your Dream has started the split push with the Arc Warden, hence why you see that bot lane pushing in, mid lane. Moon really doesn't want to go after the Rubik, would rather a much bigger target. But they will. It is available for the side of Mineski, and they do get it. No buybacks available on either the Venge or Evil does, but
Ooh.
the Roshan on.
Yeah, that's really unfortunate for Evos. They're not going to have In Your Dream for at least a minute, and a minute's probably going to be enough for Mineski to do at least significant chip damage on these tier 3s. Even if they just take out one tier 3, of course the shrines will open up, and suddenly you lose a lot of map control with your Evos.
Aegis and Cheese going to be put onto Arjit for the moment. While mid lane being pushed in by Moon, they want to make sure they have the creep wave this time around. So Gaze will be there from Leisu to hold him down. Impale will not connect, and now Moon has to be careful. They swap him in, still has Swashbuckle, will be alright. Now Arjit is here, will throw out the reflection. Doesn't have the metamorphosis, but doesn't really need it either. Arjit just wants to probably get one Rax to get away, though he may lose his Aegis here. Nice swap from the VS. Now the Impale and the Rolling Thunder actually doing a lot of work from Moon. It's not quite going to be enough. They will let the Aegis go for the moment. The Phase Tiger in the middle of all this with the Chain Frost doing so much damage. He's still walking away, though in the backlines they're underneath the Ancient right now. They may have gone too far, Mineski. They're going to walk away without getting the Rax. So Arjit will find Evil once again. Now they do find Raging Potato up at that top lane, and they will take him out. 19k net worth lead, but because they didn't have the meta available at the time, they didn't really win out that team fight. Now they do have the metamorphosis, and it looks like they may have another crack at this.
Yeah, I can understand why Mineski wouldn't pull back. I mean, why would you when you have this metamorphosis up? You still have the cheats on Arjit as well. And you know they blew their low there. You know, Primal Roar, even when he snatch tree response, there's a window of opportunity here, so they will just force out as much as they can for Mineski's side.
Nice swap. Arjit has a Thunder whenever necessary. VS will drop, no buyback on him. The In Your Dream illusion being very annoying, but it will drop in just a second, though it will find KP before it does. Still, the Rax is gone, though Arjit really doesn't want to die right now. Still holds his Thunder, will use it on In Your Dream. He can't afford to die either. So Arjit will go for a run, a Raging Potato, trying to snipe him down. They've got the Terror Blade, and they're doing a lot of damage. They will find a very important kill on the side of Evos. If they can find any more, it'll be even better, but it looks like the side of Mineski will make a run for it and will be out. They're Raging. Careful. Those sentries down the path, it looks like he will be okay. They do find the mid-racks. Oh, Raging Potato is still there apparently.
Yeah, there's a gem on Facehugger. Probably didn't realize that. Does die. Radish.
Win probability graph, and I mean Mineski were pretty much at 95%, even more than that, and well, now it's dropping to around that 80% mark.
Oh no. Arjit is fine. Thought he was gonna get caught out there for a moment. Over bounty runes of all things too.
They are very important though.
For the dead.
Roshan, still about 2.5 minutes before we find out when he will respawn. Meanwhile, beauty of the Arc Warden being shown down at that bot lane, pushing out those creep waves. keeping that pressure on that, well, essentially tier 4. Now the Raging jumps in. We'll go straight on inyourdream and wants to take him out immediately, but can they burst him? Yes, they can. Buyback is available though on him, though Base Tugger perhaps may not be so lucky. Will end up dropping and will go down. Buyback's available on all 3 heroes that went down. But if you're Mineski right now, you definitely want to force those.
Definitely so. It's funny to see as well, because of that double damage room coming out on Jit. Even if he's losing 271 attack damage, he's still hitting 400.
Yeah. Kind of ridiculous. Gonna go for a very quick tier 3 tower. This is definitely gonna have to be buybacks from the side of Evos. They will start committing them. Now the cube rolling around, meanwhile, Potato throwing out some very nice impels on the back, although the Terrorblade being stun blocked right now, he will end up going down. Ninja Boogie trying to get the hell out of there. Moon may have to die for the cause. Still, Swashbuckle is there, but no, inyourdream finds a double, and they will find... In fact, they didn't find Ninja Boogie. He does manage to TP out in time. Mineski overstay their welcome.
Radiant's bottom shrine.
Yeah, I think it's going to be an issue if Jit keeps dying like this. I'm not sure if more damage is really the answer here. I think when he was working on Lincoln's, I felt like that would have been a very good choice. But I really don't think damage is the issue. I don't think Jit is lacking at all. I think he just needs to block either the Static Link or the Primal Roar. And he's going to be pretty much okay with everything else.
Illusion.
It's like the side of Evos looking to push in that mid lane and perhaps force some buybacks out of the side of Mineski.
Radiant's bottom shrine has fallen.
Get started with that tier 2 tower.
Radiant's middle tower is under attack.
Will immediately buy back before they even reach the tier 3, and that will be enough for Evos to just back off to safety for the moment. There are still shrines to be taken, or at the very least one. They will go for that instead.
Yeah, it's definitely a bit of a safer play here. You do have Jit respawning soon. You're going to have Raging Potato back up as well. So probably best to just clear out what you can, pull back, maybe wait for the rush to be back up. It will be back up in about a minute 40 seconds. No wards around that area though for Evos, so it's going to be hard for them to really contest that.
Mineski, they smoke up immediately. They really want to try and finish this off. Daedalus being picked up onto inyourdream. No buyback available. It is on cooldown right now. Raging, can he set up a pick-off attempt for his team? Just one target, but they will stick together on the side of Evos and do back off safety in their base. Again, these Arc Wardens, John, you can just creep skip, ruin the creep wave, and just back off to safety again. Like, there's not much side of Mineski can really do about that.
Yeah, again, that's one of the main features of this Arc Warden, and it's really why you enjoy watching these games. It's just like watching a Tinker going around the map, clearing out the creep waves, making high ground push as hell. Same kind of concept with Arc Warden almost.
Top shrine has fallen. Dire's bottom shrine.
We'll find the shrines up at the top jungle. Bot lane now being pushed in. Of course, KP will be on that Sense Beauty. So he's going to also defend the top lane, where inyourdream is also pushing out the tier 2 tower there, and he will actually claim it for the side of Evos, even applauding himself. That's the kind of laugh I have when I see an Arc Warden being picked up. That's the kind of laugh I have.
Just pure joy, eh?
Absolutely. Nevertheless, Mineski do seem to be in a bit of a predicament, John. They're ahead in terms of net worth, but just can't find initiation. Although Evos run into them. The impale, it wasn't really great, but it got the job done. Bill, he will get bursted down. Now Base Tiger sapping a lot of damage out of Jit. The Chain Frost bouncing around from the Rubik, dealing a lot of damage in himself. KP in the middle of all this. Looks like he will get taken down, but he's trying his best to delay, and he will go down on the side of Mineski. And that'll make it a 2-for-0 for Evos. Buyback available on KP though.
It was a 2-for-1. They did buy back in the Beastmaster.
Ah, of course, yes.
So Vil did buy back there, but they do manage to take some pretty pivotal kills. They are really screwing up Mineski right now. I thought it might have been a good initiation for Mineski, especially with that roll, but now they're probably going to lose Moon.
Kinda close. Be able to get himself out, but definitely a scary situation for him. Luckily, Leisu did not have Rolling Thunder on him. Otherwise, that would have been a very big concern. Roshan has respawned now, and Evos can take the momentum of the game and start pushing in that Roshan. They can take it very, very quickly as well within your dream. Of course, Mineski don't really want to give this up, but at the same time, they're 2 heroes down right now. Just maybe trying to delay it so they can get those heroes back up before they engage. Although, Jin gets caught out with the lift, gets forced off back, but he makes this be dead right now. He goes for the team fight, but Moore is there. He's still surviving for it all, but he needs to grab the stun, and he gets it as well. Base Hunter will be the one to go down. Now Moon goes through all of them with that Rolling Thunder. Whiteman just trying to get out of there. Another nice stun from Moon. He'll find a third. 2 heroes down with no buyback available. Whiteman somehow allowed to TP in the middle of all this. Meanwhile, In Your Dream gets caught out by KP, and he really wants to get rid of this Arc Warden. It looks like that'll be the end of In Your Dream. No buyback.
Oh, God.
This could be GG.
This is going to be really rough defense coming out for Evos. No buybacks on those 3 heroes. All you really have is Venge and Rubik. They're going to have to play amazingly to really hold this off, but I think Mineski's aware of the buyback status. They're just going to go for the kill here.
Dire's middle tower is under
In that team fight, John Archit was so close to going down, but he survived just long enough to get the Thunder and take out that Razor. Oh, nice swap onto Rage Potato, but he's still alive, and now Moon comes in and cleans it up. 4 heroes down, make that 5, and that's a GG. Mineski will progress through to the lower bracket final, John. And it happened that damn quickly.
Yeah, what a game, what a